he's running a business, boo. Just because someone got famous on TikTok.
Do you know how many millions of people will never buy from patrickta again? Boo. The way she talks is so patronizing. Who are you talking to like that? We're not stupid.
The biggest waste of money. You do not need this. And this is probably why I got kicked off the PR list the first time.
Yeah, he's mad. He's in the comments. He's pissed off. He doesn't like that people are, seeing right through him. Dude, admit you're washed up. You're out of ideas. And you took somebody else's. And you thought you could get away with it. It's almost as if maybe you don't need that stupid junk that he just came out with. Okay, you don't need to spend $104. Hey, by the way, I'm making some transition blushes based on your idea and your look that you've popularized. And hey, I want to make you the mascot. I would have the exact same reaction if somebody was trying to profit off of my genius. Why are you even thinking about her? If transition blush is something that patrickta's been doing, knows how to do, and has created everything himself, all it did was make him look 10 times worse. I switched for the painted by Esther look. The perpetrator has been caught holding a smoking gun. What a weasel. He knew. Famously, I am not a fan of patrickta. In fact, I have previously discussed his various schemes and cash grabs. Who could forget his overpriced eyeshadow duo Disaster, where for the price of $42, you too can have your eyeshadows fall out of the pan. They were junk, they're still junk, and most people have moved on from them. And don't even get me started on the $70 moldy eyeshadow palette debacle, okay? We'd be here all day. Yeah, that's what you think it is. By the way, these are pictures that I took. That's my palette. All right. Gross. Yep. That's the patrickta luxury experience for you. So color me shocked when I found out that he was embroiled in yet another scandal, this time of epic proportions. Okay. No, I was not shocked at all. In fact, it feels prophetic that we're here again to discuss this duplicitous weasel. I'm not holding back today. No, I'm pissed. The controversy started here with the launch of patrickta Beauty's new transitional blushes, where patrickta has created, keyword here, created a new blush for everyone to enjoy. Let's take a look.
I created transition blush to give you that seamless, blurred blush application every single time. Transition blush may seem scary, but trust me, this is going to make your blush application look flawless, look blurred, and give you that final makeup artist touch.
Of course, he's coming out with this many products to achieve a blush look. You can't make it up.
Transition blush was designed to be the first step and the last step to your blush application. I created a 3-step blush technique to give you flawless blush every single time.
So let's all remember that he claims to have created this technique on transition blush. So here's the products. You have 4 different shades of the liquid transitioning brightening blush for $34. Basically, this is a glorified pink concealer. $34. You gotta be kidding me. I'm not surprised. $30 for the Major Headlines Transition Blurring Under Eye Blush Duo. Comes in 5 different shades. And basically this is an intentionally low pigment, almost translucent in a way, transitional powder. Because apparently we're just throwing to a wall and hoping it sticks. Another part of his patented blush routine that he's created, you have to use also his double take cream and powder blush duo for $40. This comes in like 15 shades now. He's really milked this cow for everything it's got. So basically, let me just spell things out in the clearest way that I can. For $104, you too can create the patrickta blush technique. $104 just to complete your blush look. Yeah, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This is the world we live in now, by the way. $104. You're gonna be set back to just do your blush. That's one part of your face. Just so everybody's aware. That anyone would even fall for this is shocking to me. But by the way, it doesn't stop there. Also part of this transition blush launch is the dual-ended transition blush brush for $40. $40, so $144 just to get your blush looking like blush. So clearly this is a cash grab. It's obvious, but who is this product even for is the question. And I think I know the answer. Having done so many videos at this point about consumerism, overconsumption, seeing all the junk that these companies try to push out to people, I clocked this immediately for what it was, which is a product that falls into the category of created for people who are easily influenced, people who fall for anything, people who are neck deep in consumerism. That's who this is for. Okay, because it's not for beginners. Beginner wouldn't even know where to start. It's not for experts or people that are, well versed in makeup, because we know better and we know that we can just use technique to achieve the same look with products that we already have. So who is it for? Well, it's for people that buy anything. Okay, and I think once you realize that there are products that are created with that expressed intention and that fall into this category, you never really look back. So many things these days unfortunately fall into this category. Like, we rarely get actually genuinely good new innovations anymore. I kind of liken it to walking into a TJ Maxx and realizing for the first time that you're surrounded by junk, and then you never go back and you're like, oh, this place is full of junk. Your eyes are open. That's this product. Okay, that's this whole product line. Unnecessary, redundant, it's a joke. And immediately, a lot of people agreed.
The biggest waste of money. You do not need this. And this is probably why I got kicked off the PR list the first time. You do not need this to get this. This should have been marketed as a pink concealer, and the blush should have been marketed as a pressed powder, because there really is not a lot of pigment.
The fact that he thought that he could get away with like giving people nothing, I mean, no pigment. Guys, here's an intentionally less pigmented blush, and I'm also gonna charge you $30 for it. How's that? Who's buying this shit? Seriously, who's falling for this?
If I can set my under eye with a blush that is this light, girl, it's not a blush. I feel like this was just a massive miss. It just really doesn't make sense. It's like getting a transition foundation. Girl, just get a good foundation.
These accusations of it being a cash grab did not make patrickta happy. He commented, "It's transition blush. You don't use it alone." Yeah, he's mad. He's in the comments. He's pissed off. He doesn't like that people are, seeing right through him. But the backlash over it being a cash grab is nothing in comparison to the real issue that's going on here.
Transition blushes, patrickta, seriously? This is a transition blush. Juvia's Place, Volume 4. This is a transition blush, a curve case. Woo! I use it a lot, but dark to light, so why did you launch a $40 product for a transition blush?
The price is really the least surprising part of this whole ordeal, is that he would do this and come out with something so exorbitantly priced. Yeah, I'm really not shocked.
I just wanted to say like, oh, this is this and this is how you do it. Sponsor Painted by Esther, have her use your products and maybe get that pushed along, because that's the reason people are doing it in the first place. That's the only reason I know to do dark to light and blend into my concealer, and then boom, I have a seamless base. Like, seriously?
Not only is this a cash grab, but you're like trying to jack somebody else's idea. The popularization of this blush technique and these products did not originate with patrickta. This is not like patrickta's innovative brand new idea. And largely it's attributed to another artist, and that's adding further fuel to this burning fire that's running quickly out of control. So who is Painted by Esther? Well, she is a UK-based makeup artist who was born in Nigeria. I need to make the distinction. She is not an influencer. She is a celebrity makeup artist. She has worked on huge names like Olandria, Naomi Campbell, Tyla. Some of the biggest names in the world have sought out Painted by Esther because she has such a distinctive, unique, and brilliant style, in my opinion. So you can see it here. The blush is at the forefront of the look. Very well blended. It travels up underneath the eye and then also sort of up the face as well. It's a celebration of color, of pigment, and I just have to say, I have seen so many people recently doing their blush in this style. Obviously, it is because of the influence of Painted by Esther. I have not seen this become so popular until Painted by Esther revitalized it. Here's her Instagram. She's got a good following over on TikTok as well. This is from, by the way, 2024. Okay, January 2024. I mean, I love it. I love it. This is like a perfect picture of like how gradient it is and like how blended. Her skills are, I would say, above and beyond anybody else's in terms of this particular style of makeup and this blush technique, okay? And as I've said, she's worked on huge stars. This is Olandria. Many people know her from Love Island, but it's that very distinctive blush, high pigment. It's at the forefront of the look, blending, placement, technique. It's all there. As you look at her Instagram, all of this looks like it's part of, something bigger. Obviously, this is part of the vision, right? Super highly pigmented blush. I just gotta say, I love it. I literally love it. I genuinely freaking love it. Painted by Esther does deserve the credit, in my opinion. I think her looks are distinctive. And I think what she's created, this moment around blush and this style and the impact that it's had on the beauty industry at this current moment in time is very significant. It's extremely hard to do anything new with blush. I mean, think about it. Blush is like one of the oldest makeup products that there is. Like, people have been using rouge for so long. So to do something new specifically with blush is almost like a feat of strength, I would say, going outside the bounds and doing something new with makeup. I'm saying all this to say what patrickta has done is fucking gross, okay? Like, I'm genuinely pissed. Even his marketing, okay, is strikingly similar. I don't think there's any coincidences during this saga whatsoever, okay? The blush looks exactly the same. Yet, look at this, okay? This blush look, which is almost identical to Painted by Esther and her signature blush, has patrickta's name over top of it, stamped on it, trying to rewrite history. Guys, think about this. This is crazy. This is crazy what he's done. The promotional materials of, we're going to try to invoke Painted by Esther's work in every way we can, yet never ever credit her, and try to sell so many products and try to rewrite history and swoop in and like take this. By the way, as far back as November 6th, 2025, okay, so last year, Esther was recognized in this interview done by Pop Sugar. She was known for the genius behind TikTok's viral blush movement. Even back then, she was being credited for the viral blush movement. But I think it has some interesting components to this. Though blush is the star of Esther's work, her instinctive approach is what makes it noteworthy. Believe it or not, she uses products most of us use and relies on her creativity for the outcome. She also studied fine arts in North England, where she honed her gradient technique, developing an understanding for undertones and what complements them. Two things to point out here. This is not just some influencer who's decided to, do blush. This is someone who studied art, created a vision, honed a technique, and created something for themselves and for others. And the focus of it is not on creating products. It's about the education, celebrating the artistry. To me, this is a distinct difference between patrickta, who just seems to care about money, and a true artist like Esther, who stays close to her roots, which is artistry. And this I just thought was very interesting, okay? Ultimately, Esther prides herself in work that amplifies Black culture to further inclusivity in beauty. Even in 2025, many people are stealing or reinventing our ideas and creativity as their own. But we're going to keep breaking barriers. She says, I do this every day and I really mean it. I'm here to stay. Prophetic. It's almost as if she knew this was coming, okay? Little did she know that there was someone who had already trademarked the thing that she has popularized and made viral. Very interesting.
patrickta has done to Painted by Esther is categorically wrong, and I'm not afraid to say it with my chest. This is not just because he has come out with a new product, even though it's very clear that Painted by Esther has perfected and made it popular in today's age, but it's the fact that he has trademarked it.
Yes. Let me explain this to you, because this is really where things all started to fall apart, because people were able to look it up and they discovered that he actually trademarked transition blush in 2025. This was really when Painted by Esther was popping off like crazy. He trademarked it, which led a lot of people to believe that he thinks that he owns transitional blushes or gradient blushes. Why did you trademark that? It disturbs people.
Trademarking the concept of transitional blush is insane, because what you are trying to do is trying to block a Black woman's coin and long-term earning potential.
You will soon see that this was a very calculated and pointed move. In my opinion, it does feel very directed at trying to make his name synonymous with transitional blush, when in fact, most people, when they think of transitional blush, they think of Painted by Esther.
My biggest issue with the patrickta transition blushes isn't just that they're $34, $37 with tax, mind you.
I forgot about the tax.
Or the fact that it's claiming to be this new innovative category pushing makeup forward, because it's not. There are so many sheer blushes in Korean makeup. I'm using an $8 one right now. But it's the fact that they did not credit Painted by Esther. Yes, no one owns the internet, and oftentimes it's very difficult to pinpoint exactly where beauty trends come from, but that is absolutely not the case for the blush trend that has been popularized by Esther. For such a massive company to put out a product directly inspired by a Black woman artist, a very famous one at that, and not collab with her, not credit her, but instead massively profit from her ideas. The audacity is shocking.
What if I told you this wasn't the first time that not only has patrickta done a cash grab, but tried to profit off of other people's hard work and ideas for free. What if I told you that? Yeah, he's a scumbag.
Especially because they knew that they were going to get pushback. It's not like there was one or two people sitting at a desk and there was maybe this oversight. No, it's like whole teams. So there's literally no way that this wasn't a consideration. And then to price it almost at $40.
She brings up an interesting point, which is like, obviously Patrick Ta is not just working as himself. This is something that must be acknowledged. It has gone through multiple layers of people and multiple checkpoints, obviously, in order to come to market. At no point did anyone on his team, anyone that does PR, marketing, whatever, stop for 1 second and say, hey, maybe we should give credit to Painted by Esther. Maybe this is going to step on some toes. This is not going to be good PR if you are taking somebody else's work that they have popularized, creating an identical blush look, in my opinion, and then claiming that you created this technique. Nobody stopped it at this point because greed overcomes people. In the case of Patrick Ta, it's not about artistry. It's not about crediting people who have inspired him. It's about how can I make the most amount of money off of people in the quickest time frame I can.
I'm sorry, I keep seeing the whole Patrick Ta transition blush product. And then I saw a video that they posted on their page of Patrick going, I created this technique. You didn't create anything. So let's start there. That technique was made popular by Painted by Esther. All those looks of these like incredible blush transitions, blush under the eye, were coming from Painted by Esther.
It's a very distinctive look that she has created. It's a focus on a gradient blush technique. It's lots of color, okay, in a time when, by the way, heavy blush has not been a thing for a very long time in the makeup space, especially off the heels of like the clean girl makeup style. And like a lot of people for years now have not been wearing heavy makeup or colorful makeup. Yeah, so she has repopularized it completely. I need people to understand how frustrating it is when Patrick Ta says things like, I created, or I did this, I did this, I did this. No, you didn't. You didn't. You're out of ideas and you took somebody else's and you thought you could get away with it. More and more videos began to come out in defense of Esther. The storm was brewing and a lot of people were rightfully upset that someone like Patrick Ta could come in with all of his influence and with all of his power and try to profit off of someone else's artistry and creativity. And truthfully, like there's a code of conduct that artists should abide by where you give credit to others, where you pay homage to your inspirations, where you don't try to profit off of somebody else's moment. And he has crossed every single line in this instance. And like I said, it's about to get a lot worse. So after all of this, Esther actually takes to her own TikTok account where she addresses the situation for the first time. Let's take a look.
Hey guys, it's me, PBE, Esther. I'm honestly very nervous to make this video. Please forgive how I sound. I'm actually very ill. I've been ill for like past few days. So I've just been trying to recover, but obviously given everything that's been spoken about, I was like, you know what, I might finally say something, because what I don't like is I don't like being scared to say things, because you know how easy it is for them to angry black women, us. Like I'm actually getting tired of constantly being spoken for and being scared to speak because I am a black woman. And it's not even about being a victim, it's about this is just how it is. The second you say something, you instantly look disgruntled and angry and all the things. I'm not angry. My life is amazing. God is good.
I just have to comment really quick. I think people need to understand the real circumstances in which she's had to make this video. Once again, this is not someone who's an influencer. So I feel like people need to understand that it takes a great deal of bravery to make a video coming out against someone like Patrick Ta, okay? Especially when this is sort of a gray issue where there is a lot of nuance to it. And, it's not exactly clear, well, it becomes later very clear. It's not exactly clear at this point that he has, I guess, copied her work. It's obvious to most people, but not to everybody, okay? It's a very difficult situation to navigate. And so I guess I just want people to understand that, in this digital world where people attribute authority to how many followers you have, she has obviously been thrust into somewhat of a David and Goliath situation where Patrick Ta is extremely powerful and connected. And here she is, a young woman with a significantly smaller social media presence who is going up against this, huge conglomerate of sorts. It's very unfair. She's been put in a really difficult situation. And that's why I feel it's extra important that she gets the support of people who can clearly see that this is wrong.
I have a great life. I have great clients. I have great family. I have great friends around me. I'm very happy and fulfilled. And it's taken me a long time to get here. I'm actually trying not to cry and
Clearly, she's distressed by the injustice that's been done to her, in which she feels that her artistry has been replicated for the purposes of commercial gain. This is extremely up, and I guess I just want people to see this for what it is. Like, look at what he has done because he wants to make a buck. This is how he's made another artist in his industry feel shameful.
Probably because I'm also sick, like it's hard for me to get my words out. But what this whole thing is particularly strange to me, because I spend a lot of my own money and I spend a lot of my own time and I spend so much effort doing something and honing something. Nobody can say, I've actually never one time said I started anything. You cannot find me a singular tweet, proof, anything that I have ever said I started this. That's silly. I'm an artist and I come from my goal is to constantly reference artists like Kevin Aquan and Danessa and Pat and how they move with grace and how they move with intention and intentionality. So when I do things, I'm aware of what I'm doing and I'm aware of where I want to take it. And what I don't like is when people try and rush you to do things. You're silly because you didn't patent it. You're silly because you should have said it was your... No, because I'm not given that grace to fully take ownership for anything, because it instantly is met with, well, you didn't start it, or you didn't create it. How dare you?
She's so right. And this is my frustration, that I've seen a lot of discourse talking specifically about this point, and she's absolutely right. So many people are like, well, that's just business, babe. You should have patented it. You should have come out with this product first. You should have done it. Why didn't you do it? If this was yours, why didn't you come out with it? You didn't create it. He can do whatever he wants to do. That's just business. Guys, I don't want to live in a world where that's just business, okay? Just because it's business doesn't mean it's right. It's becoming so evident to me that so many people are morally bankrupt. They just don't care who they have to walk all over. Okay, Patrick Ta is a perfect example of someone who has pulled the ladder up behind him and does not care who he has to step on in order to line his pockets. I'm very disgusted by that particular response of like, just come out with product. You should have been capitalizing this. It's like, no, don't trademark something that obviously is not attributed to you.
I've just never even claimed that, right? So that's that aside. The second part of it is I have had really weird experiences with Patrick. This is not, all my friends know, they can attest for me because I speak about this to them. The weirdest one recently, because I want to say there's been about 2 or 3.
2 or 3. Open the vault. We want to know what the others are. Because guys, this situation's nuts.
The weirdest one recently was I was in LA. I get a booking request from the other half of Patrick Ta. So it's not just him. There's another half of him, which is Rimi. I don't want to mispronounce her name. I genuinely don't know how to pronounce it. So she asked to book me. She's messaged me. She's texted me. She's got my number through a hairstylist I just recently done a collab look with. So I've accepted the request. I don't normally accept requests directly to me. My agent handles that. She has asked to book me for a do and go. A do and go means you do it and you leave. There's no in between, right? It's not a one-to-one lesson. It's not a teaching lesson. It's none of that. It's you do it and you leave. She has booked me, and then on the day of the booking, I get a text from my agent. Oh, so-and-so, her name wants to record you doing the glam. To which I said, no, that doesn't sit right with me. That's not what you're booking me for. That's not what the nature of the job is, you know? So I cancelled that booking.
Great lesson to always trust your instincts, okay? I would not trust anyone in Patrick Ta's camp as far as I could throw them. This is actually a new low, I would say, for Patrick Ta Beauty. To book a session with Painted by Esther, go out of your way to book it. When you know that you're about to come out with transitional blushes, okay, you know that it's coming. You're trying to book with her. You want to record her. For what purposes exactly? I think the only reasonable conclusion that you can draw here is that they were going to record her and then go take that knowledge, go take that technique and replicate it in their own promotional materials to better sell their own products. It is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard of, quite frankly. This to me, number one, resolves the issue or the question of, does Patrick Ta even know who Painted by Esther is? Yeah, clearly. So much so that his team would go as far to try to book with her, okay, and learn from her. After hearing this, there's no redemption.
Because I found that very strange. Like, why would you want to record me doing my work? No one does that. You can see the kind of people I work with. None of them have ever asked to do that. Because it's just not a thing you do. If you want to learn, if you want me to teach you, then that's a different service. So that is conniving.
Inserting here to say that while I was filming this, patrickta, he did an exclusive interview where he basically was trying to redeem himself and vindicate himself, and it actually made him, in my opinion, look worse. They said that they tried to reach out to Painted by Esther to collaborate on the transition blushes, and he tried to use this reasoning as means of redeeming himself and said that Painted by Esther declined him. You think that just because you reached out to her for collaboration means that you're going to be redeemed? No, I think it's actually much worse. And if I were Esther, I would have declined you as well, because essentially what you did is you said, hey, by the way, I'm making some transition blushes based on your idea and your look that you've popularized. And hey, I want to make you the mascot. I would have the exact same reaction if somebody was trying to profit off of my genius. Why are you even thinking about her? If transition blush is something that patrickta's been doing, knows how to do, and has created everything himself, all it did was make him look 10 times worse. And his team is clearly scrambling to do damage control. Scrambling.
And there's been a lot of conniving. There's a lot of conniving things that happen in the industry, but I will never speak about it because honestly speaking, I don't care. I am an artist. My driving force is to create and share it. And my end goal is to teach, is to spread my knowledge. I cannot leave this earth. That is a disservice to God. I cannot leave this earth keep harboring my knowledge. My goal is to spread it.
This is what I'm talking about. This is the distinct difference between someone who's an actual creative artist and someone like patrickta, who's a greedy, money-hungry, cash-grabbing prick. Here she is focusing on education, giving people the tips, the knowledge, and happy to do so. And then there's patrickta, who slithers around, lifting other people's ideas without credit, creating products behind the scenes, using his influence. Everything is for profit. Nothing is about artistry anymore.
I'm not a gatekeeper. I have timelines for things. I'm getting also sick of that narrative, like you gatekeep, you did it. No, actually, I have intentions to teach and to spread the knowledge. I am within my rights to decide when I do that. Yeah, you don't get to tell me when to do that. I do the work. I spend my own money. I spend thousands of my own money constantly buying new products, testing new products, experimenting. A lot of the time when I post as of late, it's because I bought all these fancy new things that I want to try, and that's my own pocket. Nobody's giving me that for free, you know? So that's what hurts me, is when people come on here, they don't know me, they don't know my work, they don't know how hard I've tried for this. It's already hard being black, being a woman in this industry. You have to genuinely fight twice as hard to get just half of what you deserve, okay? I'm naturally not a boastful person. You cannot find me. Genuinely, I will give, if you can find me where I have said I'm the inventor, I'm the creator, and all these things, please present the proof. And what I will lastly say, I'm genuinely grateful for people that see me. I'm grateful for the videos and the people that are defending me. That I've been crying all day. I'm sick and I'm crying. It's not fair. I'm trying to actually heal my body. I don't need all this stress, okay? What I will lastly say is the timing of things is very convenient. I posted a tutorial with Kosas, and in that tutorial, I said the holy grail, the secret ingredient is using a powder puff. He's also done the same thing conveniently after. I don't care about the timings. I don't care. My thing is, if that was really the crux of your technique, you would have made a powder puff. You make brushes. It's not hard to make a powder puff, you know? It's very easy.
We'll see what she's talking about exactly here, but she's very perceptive in what she points out about the timing, his technique. It mirrors a lot of her technique. It's actually very out of character for what we know about how patrickta does makeup, okay? It's like suddenly he's using a powder puff in this routine, but he's never done that before. That's a signature to Esther's style and the way she does her makeup look, which has recently been revealed. Like, she recently just did a free, by the way, completely free tutorial on how to achieve the Painted by Esther blush look. There's just too many coincidences is what I'm saying and what she's saying.
Actually, it's the easiest thing to make. If that was really a part of your thing, a part of your a key ingredient in how you do something, he would have been marketed it. Let's be for real, you know? It's not. So I'm getting tired of the constant chitter chatter. It's annoying. It's very annoying, and it's annoying from people that don't work as hard as me, don't suffer as much as I do in this. To constantly have this chat is jarring. It's actually annoying. Please keep me out your mouths. Stop talking about me, please. I'm so frustrated. I'm so beyond over it. But God bless every single person that sees it for what it is. God bless every single person that sees me for what I am, that sees my work for what it is. Again, I will reiterate, listen, I did not start anything. I am 29 years old. That would be ludicrous of me to claim ownership for anything. But what I did do, and what you will not belittle, is my influence, babe. Google me, actually. Google all the publications that know how to credit me, and they know how to credit the artist that they see is resurging something. Google me. That's it. But thank you to everyone. This is the first and last time I will ever address anything.
Obviously, she's directly talking to those people who are further trying to discredit her influence and her impact. I think people need to understand that it's not just about who created this stupid debate. You know, who cares? It's actually not that relevant to what's going on here. This is a specific instance where someone has obviously been copied. I feel she's completely justified in feeling upset. As a fellow creative who values art and education over commercialization and greed, I feel it's important that all of us who feel similarly hear and answer the call from someone who has had a great injustice done unto her. I hope everyone who values original ideas and artwork and authenticity can see this situation for what it is, which is wrong. It's the difference of right and wrong, and what side do you want to be on? This is wrong.
Naturally, I'm not a talker anyway. I like to be quiet. I like to be in my brain. So this is dragging me out my comfort zone. But I have to say something. It really weighs on you when people that don't know you, that don't work as hard as you, that don't know what it takes to do this job, that don't know the factories that happen in this industry, just chat. You don't know anything. You haven't achieved anything. Stop talking about me.
I feel like the people that are saying that are people that just have never had any good ideas. You probably aren't very authentic. You probably don't have any understanding of who you are, what your values are. Maybe you have none. And those people are obviously naturally more inclined to misunderstand the situation and just sort of cast it aside as no big deal. Why are people getting upset about this? You don't understand the creative process. You don't understand the importance of art. And if that's the case, then you should be quiet. This is bigger than just, oh, he's coming out with makeup products. Who cares? Move along, guys. Not that serious. I don't care about it, so nobody else should. Be quiet. Be quiet.
I work so hard. I try so hard. I have come from nothing. I have come from foster care to be in this space and to constantly have people just talk about me. And it's so annoying. Just let this be the last. Thank you. This is a one take video because I genuinely just wanted to get it all out there and dead it, please.
The late Kevin Aquan's estate has actually spoken out in defense of Painted by Esther. I mean, you gotta love it. We heard transition blush is having quite the moment right now. Long before the term started circulating online, this technique was first published by legendary makeup artist Kevin Aquan and later refined by incredible artists like Painted by Esther. In 2018, our Neo blush was created with the purpose of honoring Kevin's legacy. We've been delivering customizable color, dimension, and glow for almost a decade. Just a little beauty history lesson. Kevin Aquan has long been producing these sort of transitional blushes, gradients, okay, where you can achieve this similar look. Not even did Kevin Aquan go as far to patent or trademark transition blush. Never once did they do that, despite coming out with a transition blush. So that just goes to show the levels of greed, okay? Trying to block somebody else from ever being able to capitalize on something that they have popularized. Look, long have I been a patron of the arts, okay? And never have I felt more justified in my support and following of artists like Kevin Aquan. And I feel like, you know, Painted by Esther in many ways is our version of Kevin Aquan. Painted by Esther actually comments and says, "No, please, I'm crying. I love Kevin so much. I say love, not loved, on purpose because his legacy lives in me daily. Thank you for artistry, education, and community. RIP to a legend. Naomi often shares stories with me about how amazing he was, and I'm really honored to know even just a little bit about him and his character." And then Kevin Aquan's team replies, "You deserve all the credit, Esther. We know Kevin would have absolutely loved you." And you would think after all this that the issue might be put to rest. No. So you know that part in Esther's video where she felt like there was just too many coincidences and suddenly his technique was strikingly similar to hers? As he started to do the promotional rollout for his transition blushes, this is what she's talking about.
I am Painted by Esther, and I'm going to be teaching you how to achieve my melted flush blush technique using Kosas Impressionist Multi-Stick.
I created a 3-step blush technique to give you flawless blush every single time.
I hate that he said I created. I hate it.
To really saturate the product to the back of your palm.
So taking quite confident onto the back of my palm.
Guys, who says back of my palm? Sounds like patrickta has been studying a little too closely. He forgot to change the words up after he copy and pasted.
Get it into your brush, place it on the highest point of your cheek.
I really want to make sure that I blend this into my brush and apply directly onto my cheek.
Pull it down just to blend any harsh edges.
Blending it into my blush application so you get a really seamless, flawless blend.
Grab vibration, back of your palm, tap back and forth.
Guys, I feel like I'm having deja vu. It's so obvious that he's been watching every move that she makes, but this is particularly interesting, and this is what she was talking about with the powder puff specifically, okay? No one else, I have not seen anyone else blend out cream products or use a powder puff in the way that Painted by Esther does, okay? This is something that is very unique to her style, her technique, her process. She's actually blending it out and using that to help do that gradient technique, okay, that like blended look with a powder puff. All right. And then suddenly, guess who else is using a powder puff?
Sometimes I like to take a little bit of the lighter shade from my transition blush and really just put this right into.
Interesting. I wonder why his team was trying to film a session with her. I can't get over that. I'm sorry, the situation is like the football coach that films the other team's practice secretly. Dude, admit you're washed up. I mean, seriously, what the hell is wrong with you? She comments on this as well, because a lot of people were talking and they're like, Esther, just so you know, his new stuff like literally sounds exactly like you word for word. And she goes, mind you, the back of my palm isn't even a common way to describe that area of your hand. And I did that take 4 times. It was a typo. Telling. Yeah, like she's kind of being like, I misspoke. Like I didn't even mean to say that. Suddenly he's saying back of my palm, back of my palm.
When have you ever heard anyone say the back of their palm when referring to the back of their hand?
Never until today.
Exactly. Never. This actually really did copy her.
Patrickta, after receiving heaps of backlash for seemingly commodifying someone else's artistry, has attempted to distance himself from Painted by Esther's obvious influence. So this was the caption he posted. I started working on transition blush 1.5 years ago. I wanted to create a product that was specifically made for this blush look. I do not own this look at Painted by Esther. She is amazing and so talented. She popularized this look through her work through Alandria. A lot of people have problems with that. I'll talk about that in a second. I also have been doing this blush look since 2021. Not the same as Esther, but my own version. I am a makeup artist. No, you're a crook. For context, I filmed this video on March 5th. I have nothing but love and respect for Esther. Nice try, pal. First of all, he's trying to be like, yeah, I created this 1.5 years ago. Painted by Esther's been popping off for over 2 years. Well over that. She's been working on these celebrity clients. She's had this distinctive blush style. That proves nothing to me. This is the part people have problems with. She popularized this look through her work through Alandria. He's trying to basically be like, yeah, she's famous only because of this celebrity that she's been working on named Alandria. She did not just become popular because of one person. Once again, he's trying to discredit her and minimize the value of her work by attributing it to somebody else, saying this is his own version. Trust me when I say this is about to be proven very wrong. Here were some of the responses. It's beyond frustrating at this point. The internet has overwhelmingly credited Painted by Esther for this technique, and rightfully so. Please don't waste your money thinking you need this expensive product set to achieve this look. It's a technique, not a product. Exactly. I think everyone's just like, dude, just stop. And everyone's posting pictures like, you know, this is before Alandria, like she was doing this well before then. She's been doing this for years. Okay, that specific blush technique for years. I don't agree with the idea that Esther's popularity was only boosted through Alandria. Esther was already recognized for her work long before Alandria came into the picture. It's important not to downplay the years of effort and consistency she has put into build her career. Her success stands on its own, and that shouldn't be overlooked or rewritten, always ripping off Black women's hard work. Yeah, I dare say he is. After all, no one can say for certain who is the true inspiration behind this blush look other than one person, Patrickta. That's right. In a TikTok posted August 2025. He posted his new blush technique. Let's take a look.
Foundation on, skin on. My version of Painted by Esther.
I'm sorry, what was that?
My version of Painted by Esther.
My version of Painted by Esther. Huh, here's his take on it. That's interesting.
You want to take a transition blush.
What a weasel. He knew. And actually, subconsciously or consciously, and I tend to believe consciously, he was associating transition blush with Painted by Esther. He said, this is my take on Painted by Esther. Her look creates a look exactly like hers. okay, and says you need to use a transitional blush to achieve it. And he, by the way, he knew, because he had already trademarked transition blush, he knew that he was coming out with products. And that what are those products? Oh, they're products to achieve the Painted by Esther look. Admittedly, from him. Are we fucking kidding me?
You guys think of my blush placement?
My blush.
Obviously, you guys can use less or more, but I'm obsessed with like really just blending the blush underneath the eyes.
My blush.
Bye.
Blending the blush underneath the eyes. I'm trying out Painted by Esther's look. This was August of last year. And then somebody commented, I thought you did powder before cream. Little backstory. patrickta is known for going against the grain, okay, and claiming that he loves to do powder before cream. He thinks that that's like the best look ever. I think it's stupid, personally. He has told everybody, this is the way to do it. This is the way to do it. This is the patrickta method. In this video, somebody's going, wait, why did you change your technique and start doing powder over cream? What does he reply? I switched for the Painted by Esther look. So the mystery is solved. The perpetrator has been caught holding a smoking gun. We now know Patrick admittedly has been influenced by Esther and has gone so far as to change his signature technique to mimic hers. It's no secret that his entire rollout has been one big cheap recreation of Painted by Esther's brilliance. Nearly identical technique and looks. There's no coming back after this, okay? It is clear as day. Patrick saw a developing trend that Esther had pioneered, and the wheels began to spin. He and his team worked to secure a trademark, create a line of unnecessary products, and threw together a promotional campaign to take customers for yet another ride. Even worse, all of this has been done on the back of somebody else's artistry and creative moment. Yeah, I bet patrickta forgot he commented that one. This was a day later from that other video. And he does my updated pink under eye technique. And he tags Painted by Esther, which many people in the comments claimed that he only added that later, after people were like, this is Painted by Esther's technique. What are you talking about? My updated under eye technique. Okay, my updated one. This is August. Interesting.
My updated pink under eye technique. Starting off.
This guy loves to be like, this is mine. Yep, it's mine. I created it. Yep, it's mine.
Off with She's a Doll. I'm going to use my cream blush first. I'm taking a second blush color. I'm using a transition blush shade.
Once again, we have proof. I feel like this is the moment in Legally Blonde where the guilty says she took a shower right after getting a perm. Thus, we knew who the culprit was. You are dead wrong for this. Okay, you're wrong. You are talking about transitional blush in a video where you tagged Painted by Esther and you are talking about your updated blush technique. You knew the wheels were spinning. You knew. You decided to create transitional blush to mimic Painted by Esther's look. And by the way, can I just point something else out? How is it that he was able to create the Painted by Esther blush look near a year ago with none of his transitional products? Interesting, right? That he could create the exact same look. It's almost as if maybe you don't need that stupid junk that he just came out with. Okay, you don't need to spend $104 when apparently he's already able to create it. Just very interesting.
And this is going to be a shade that is lighter than the blush that you actually use.
He knew at this moment. He knew he was coming out with transition blushes. He knew he was going to come in and try to snake her. What a weasel. Seriously.
This is my updated version of my pink under eye. Bye.
Guys, this was last year that people were commenting this. Your updated technique or Painted by Esther's technique. Give that lovely lady her credit, sir. Last year, people were commenting this. Last year. And somebody's like, so Painted by Esther technique? Once again, last year. Somebody goes, yes. He has said in his previous videos that he uses his Painted by Esther version. And somebody goes, he literally tagged her, relax. And then somebody goes, he didn't at first. Once again, he's pushing the limit. I think he thought he was going to be able to do it again. Where he figured, I am going to be able to fly under the radar here and not have to credit her and like, let's see if I can get away with it again. You're dead wrong. This is unbelievable. And by the way, this is him 4 years ago. His original technique. Where's the powder puff? The blush looks nothing like this supposed technique that he's been using for years. Literally, it looks like regular blush. And now this is his blush technique. To add more layers to this already disturbing situation. Think back to the post where he tried to discredit Painted by Esther by saying she became popular because of Olandria. Was he subtly nodding to the fact that he knew this was on the horizon and, in his post was like, oh, well, yeah, obviously, connecting the dots between Olandria and Painted by Esther because he knew that there was going to be a blush thing and then maybe perhaps rushed his launch to get out in front of everybody and claim it as his own. Just a week later, MAC is coming out with these blushes in collaboration with the true Muse. This goes really deep. Whether or not you believe that there's any connection here, I feel like it adds to the layers of deception and scheming on patrickta's part. In our latest issue, Painted by Esther demonstrates her signature gradient blush look, okay, on Olandria, and the two discuss why more blush is always better. Magazine has always been our platform to showcase innovative techniques. Okay, keyword innovative. Spotlight the artists who are shaping the industry and celebrate creativity in its purest form. Stay tuned to learn about the makeup technique on everyone's mood board to get tips from the artist who made it famous. Celebrating the artistry. Obviously, they're doing, you know, a collaboration of sorts. I don't know if they're coming out with specific products or if they're just doing like a feature with MAC products or whatever's going on, but the plot thickens is all I can say. The plot thickens. Guys, look, I need to talk openly for a second. Okay, some of the responses have been eye-opening and not in a good way. Stuff like this is why this topic is so important. Okay, responses like this, things that I've seen. Someone saying doing patrickta's method but with pigment. Crediting patrickta to having developed a method that he absolutely did not create. Actually, he's using someone else's creativity, but attributing that to patrickta. This is why it's important that we get the story straight. And to make matters worse, saying, now I'm not saying he made this up, okay? Inspo, Painted by Esther makeup. But you're saying it's patrickta's method. What are you doing? It's not his method. Why even tag Painted by Esther in this and say that she's your inspiration? Yet you attribute it to a man who has nothing to do with this, okay? Painted by Esther, she's amazing, but she didn't start the trend. So why are you tagging her? Oh, it's almost as if she did start the trend. And her vision created ripple effects, which have then moved and inspired other people, of which admittedly patrickta has been influenced. Half these people don't know what time it is. I'm sorry, you don't. I'll never understand you saying Painted by Esther didn't start the trend, but then crediting patrickta, given as if he has any association with pink under eye. It's not even like you're using his blush in particular. People want to kiss his ass. Literally. Y'all never want to give credit to black women. I've always given credit where it's due. What I meant by his method is the way he does it. She has her method the same way I have mine. Never did I say he invented this. You saying it's a patrickta method. He had nothing to do with this. By the way, his method is her method because he's inspired by her.
The perfect in-between from your concealer to your blush.
Patrickta has spoken, and I hear the discourse online. And let me just tell you, I don't get it. This makeup artist has been using a transitional blush under her eyes for a light, bright under eye. And patrickta has too. Just because someone got famous on TikTok.
What are the quotations for? What do you mean famous on TikTok? She's famous in real life. She's working on the biggest stars in the world right now. What are you doing? Who have you worked on? Who have you been published by? Tell me quickly. Don't ever put in quotation marks, got famous on TikTok like she's some influencer. Just because he does it too, you are lost.
Doing a technique does not mean another artist can't do it.
No, you're right. As long as they credit it, which he did not. She never once said, hey guys, nobody recreate my looks. She wants people to. She's taught people how to. To come in like a scumbag and jack her and trademark transition blushes and discredit her in every way imaginable?
Too. And I hear the comments already saying, but he trademarked it. That's what you do when you run a business. When you like a technique, when you identify with it, you trademark that so that you can make money. He's running a business, boo.
I love all these mindless lemmings that are lining up to give these companies their money. What's the saying? A fool and their money are soon parted. You're a fool. All of these people, it's a business. That's just business. You don't know business, girl. He has destroyed his business by doing this. Let me know how that worked out for him. Let me know if there's going to be anybody else. Actually, let me know in the comments. Are you ever going to buy from patrickta again? I certainly won't. Do you know how many millions of people will never buy from patrickta again because of his genius business? Boo! He has lost all of the respect from his colleagues. No one respects him. Kevin Aquan's speaking out against him. Makeup by Mario's doing videos, clearly shading him. Who does he have? Was it worth it?
His whole line revolves around blush. Painted by Esther. He responded. He said, I hear you, and I've been doing this technique. And in fact, we've been doing this technique since the 90s.
Who's been doing this technique since the 90s? Kevin Aquan. Whose side is Kevin Aquan's estate on? Painted by Esther. Boo!
And in fact, I'm a professional makeup artist and I know how to do this technique. So I made a product to blur the under eye and leave a little bit of pigmentation behind. And it was an in-between blush. I used it as a transitional blush.
This is patrickta's team. He brought in the A team for this one. What's wrong with people? Once again, I think back to the video that I watched of Painted by Esther, who was in tears because of what he has done to her and the injustice that's been done onto her. And the fact that people would have this response, I don't know what to say.
No shade to Esther, but like, guys, he owns a makeup business. Of course he's going to trademark a technique that he also uses. Could he have collabed with her? Sure. Sounds like he tried and she canceled.
Sounds like he tried to collab with her. He tried to film her technique, tried to collab with her. Do you know what a collab means?
But I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for y'all to come at me for this.
Here's the comments. Girl, same. People are messy. She's an artist and he has a company. I'm with you, girl. Get it, girl. I knew I liked you. Misery loves company. Birds of a feather flock together. I will never forget the things that I've seen as this situation has unfolded. Never. Sometimes I really am taken aback by how wrong some people can be. Like loud and wrong. This is one of those moments.
I'm seeing some controversy here. Really pretty, I'm not gonna lie. I really don't have anything negative to say about his new product. It did what it needed to do. You know, like if you don't want to buy another product for your makeup routine, I get it. It depends on like what you want to spend your money on. So let me know what you guys think. I think she's gorgeous, so let me know.
This is the other argument that I've seen, okay, which I've seen just far too much of this for my liking, quite frankly, which is if you don't like it, don't buy it. To that I say, you people stand for nothing. Nobody's forcing you to buy it. I've seen that comment 100 times. No one's forcing you to buy this product. We should all be very upset that companies are trying to normalize $104 38-step blush routines. Yeah, that's a problem. $100 just for your blush routine. $144 if you buy the stupid blush brush that he's selling. She goes, she's pretty, so y'all need to hush and stop making issues out of nothing. I love the people that are like, guys, because I don't care about this, none of you guys should care about it either. There's so much controversy. Like, seriously, who cares? Get over it. Just because you don't give a because you stand for nothing, you have no backbone, you're spineless, doesn't mean the same for the rest of us. Okay, speak for yourself. And don't ever tell me to be quiet. I'll tell you that for free. Then she goes on to say, disclaimer, because I need to make it clear that the topic of controversy that I'm talking about is about the product not being necessary. Mind you, this product just came out and I was not aware of all the topics of controversy involving the product and technique, nor did I know who Painted by Esther was. So my apologies for not knowing every single aspect of this new product launch. Isn't it your job to know? All these people are like, yes, sorry, oh my God, I didn't even know any of this was going on. What do you do all day? What do you do if not actually like research what the heck you're talking about? Get a clue. You know what? But the fact that you even have these products in advance means you're on the PR list, which means I already feel that you cannot be objective in your review. patrickta's PR list is notoriously full of people who kiss his ass. Just saying it.
So the fact that he hopped on that so quick, that is just so smart as a business person. So I am really excited about it. I really don't understand why he's getting so much hate on this product. I've tried it. I've played with it for a while now, and I am obsessed with it. All the hate he's getting on this is just going to add traction to this product, and people are going to want to try it for themselves, and they will realize how good this product actually is.
Business is so smart. How's that working out for him now? How's it working out? I would like to hear. Is this like seriously what people have to choose from makeup reviewers? Is just people talking about how smart the marketing is and not the whole picture? These are people that have no idea why these things are wrong and why it's bad. Literally no clue. Of course, you wouldn't see the big deal. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think I know what she means by that comment. It's not about discrediting Painted by Esther. She was the trendsetter. She's why it's trending. He was influenced by her, so he should say that. And she goes, this technique has been done before. Both artists do the same technique, and that's okay. Do they do the same technique? Who came first? Who is inspired by who? Because I have evidence of Patrick saying he was inspired by Esther. Yet people will still get in their comments loud and proud and defend his. This is the problem that we have in our world. When something clearly is wrong, they want to go against the grain and try to be different because they can't be different any other way. You can't set yourself apart any other way. You don't have enough talent. You don't have the vision. You don't have the artistry. You don't think for yourself. So the way that they try to stand out is to try to go against the grain and try to have hot takes. How's that working out for you? Keep it up. The technique is more important than the products to achieving the look. Maybe capitalizing this might be a great business point of view, but we're not shareholders. We're consumers. It feels odd that he would then push this out as his own overpriced invention to a trend completely discrediting Painted by Esther's own efforts when his product isn't innovative at all. You can easily find similar dual shaded blush palettes in the K-beauty East Asian market. If you want to purchase it, that's fine, but this all feels like an insincere cash grab. She goes, as a makeup artist, he is genius for this. Still can't see it. She still can't see it. It's people that value money over everything else. And this is who people are getting their tips from. Wow. To achieve that blush look that everyone wants, he made a product specifically for it, for the average consumer. If the product didn't do its job and wasn't good, that's one thing. But the product is amazing and compact to fit in my kit. So why do you need 3 products? Why couldn't he do all of this in one product, one compact thing? Why do we have to carry around 3 to 4 different products? Why? How innovative is that? That's to the average consumer. The average consumer is not buying this. This is a product, once again, only for people who are easily influenced by stupid influencer consumerism bullshit.
Patrickta just launched transition blushes? What? Is this innovative artistry or is this a cash grab?
This video I have to include because, you know, this is a really big influencer, this one you see on the screen here, who is basically like, this Patrickta product is awesome. You guys just don't get it, okay?
When you see a negative review online, just know a lot of people don't know about the history.
What do you know about the history, girl?
About the reasoning, and a lot of people don't appreciate it or see it for what it is.
She's trying to say that Patrickta has created something brand new and that people aren't ready for the innovation. It feels like it's Lipstick Lesbians 2.0, okay? Where they're like, you just don't get it yet. People aren't going to get it because it's too innovative. It's like, it's going over their heads. It's like, this ain't new. No, it's not new. We all agree that it's not new. I think that's actually the only thing we all agree on.
This is called a transitional blush, and this is unfamiliar. So it's automatically unnecessary.
I honestly don't know who this product is for. Once again, other than people who are easily influenced by anything, okay? Who just want more crap to buy, I guess. They're searching for it every day.
And I will say, to our beauty space right now, this is confusing. This is not revolutionary. This is just marketing. This is another cash grab. So right now, even if the beauty community is rejecting this innovation, wait till another brand comes out with it.
The way she talks is so patronizing. Who are you talking to like that? We're not stupid. This product is dumb. I know that you're best buddies with Patrickta and that he did your bridal makeup, okay? I know that you are intimately close with him in a way that we are not, and therefore you are extremely biased to support him, but he is dead wrong.
And sadly with this, the value isn't obvious. You can't see.
It's not there.
You have to understand the layering, the blur, the
so
airbrush
patronizing
blurring effect, and appreciate that.
And he comments, thank you. Give me a fucking break. Thank you for defending me ardently, because you cannot maintain your objectivity. This is why I say, guys, don't listen to influencers who are close to these people. They can't be objective. They don't pay for the products. Do you think that she had to pay $104 to do her blush routine? No. Do you think that she's at liberty to tell other people how to spend their money? No. And if you need more evidence that the people promoting this product are not on the right side of history, let's say, Michaela Noguera, one of TikTok's biggest beauty influencers, if not the biggest beauty influencer on the platform, is promoting Patrickta's transition blushes.
I don't know if you saw my video yesterday, but I fear I am obsessed with these new Patrickta products. I'm going to use a different color today. It's so many damn steps, but I'm like, it's worth it. I do not care that it's like 10,000 steps. It looks so good. Genuinely, I've never seen my under eyes so flawless. So this is a win for me. And I also love this brush. This is the Patrickta for Transition Blush Brush.
She's promoting it. No surprise there. She's morally bankrupt, and she always has been, always will be. And who comments, this makes me so happy, says Patrickta, to watch some of the internet's biggest influencers promote these products, to see Patrickta flexing his connections with people who are in high places, who can sell things out and who can promote things to their massive audience, who can further try to discredit you. I can't even imagine being someone like Painted by Esther, who's had to climb a mountain only to find that the people at the top are trying to shove her back down, who are actively discrediting her. These people are wrong, these influencers are wrong, and they're all working together. Look, guys, clearly I have a lot to say. The issue of consumerism overtaking nearly every facet of our culture, it's gone on long enough. The idea that there are vultures like Patrickta who prey on the scraps of cultural moments and innovations in an effort to stuff their own pockets with more money greatly disturbs me. To think that he saw Esther create a new and distinctive look and then tried to capitalize and commercialize upon it in the form of $100 plus blush routine is the kind of greed I find most reprehensible. Guys, That's all I have to say for this video. Okay, a lot was said. Let me know your thoughts down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe, okay, if you're not already, if this is the first video you've seen. Many more to come, very similar to this. If you enjoyed this conversation, stay tuned for that. And I will see you guys in my next video.